Oscar Wilde once said something very clever. Well, he said lots of clever things. He was a clever man. But he said this. He said, when the gods wish to punish us, they answer our prayers. It's a very true saying. See, you get out in the world. You're a young guy, you go out there, you're working, you're doing this, that, the other, and you get involved in some business or whatever, and you work at it and all the rest of it, and you're trying and hoping that it'll succeed, and then, lo and behold, it does succeed. Now, I'm here to tell you right now that you are going to discover a lot of things about success. The first and the most surprising, but I'm here to tell you, is in many ways, success is not as much fun as the struggle to achieve the success. And most people who've never achieved success can't quite believe that, but it is in fact very true. You ask most people who are successful, and they're going to go on and on and on about when they were poor, when they were flat broke, when they were struggling to make it, and then they made it, and they're all vaguely disappointed because it's like that. Success is not as cool as a struggle to reach it. It's the uncertainty. You see, when you're trying to be successful, there's that huge uncertainty, right? It's like when you're playing, I don't know, like a tennis match or something against somebody who's really good. You know, there's that uncertainty. You might lose. You very well might lose, easily lose. And you're struggling and you're giving it your all to win. But then when you're playing with a guy that you're just, you know, you're better than him, right? You've got more talent, you've got more time practicing, you're just better, right? And you play with the guy and you know you're going to win, right? That's what happens when you are successful and you go on and start something else. You feel, you know, I'll do okay, you know. There's not that feeling of the first time. See, losing your virginity in everything is always the best. Trying to lose your virginity, trying to achieve that first success, and point of fact is the most fun that you'll ever have. You know, it'll be the best time of your life. And when you get to success, you'll, in a weird way, you'll want to go back to those struggling times. That'll feel more satisfying. Yes, sir. But here's something that can happen that's actually quite dangerous. You see, you can achieve sudden success. Now, sudden success wipes out a lot of guys. Guys better than you and me. Okay? Guys with more talent, more brains, more centeredness, what have you. Sudden success, especially if it's overwhelming success, can really blow you away. Think of it in these terms. Think of it like, you're sitting on a horse and the horse doesn't go. He doesn't move, right? And you're so like, you know, giddy up, horsey. And the stupid horse just stays there. And so you kick the horse, you know, you kick it a few times, and the horse clomps forward, you know, a couple of steps and just stays there. And you start kicking the horse, and then you take the whip and you whip the horse, like, come on, you goddamn horse, come on, go, I want to go. And you keep on kicking and kicking, and all of a sudden, for no reason that you understand, bam, that fucking horse bolts. It bolts like at, you know, at a 30-mile-an-hour run. Right? And what's going to happen to you? Unless you're holding onto the reins real tight, you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off that horse. That's sudden success. And a lot of guys, especially guys who struggle a lot, get thrown off it. Easily thrown off it because they get, you know, overwhelmed by sudden success. Because you see, when you hit success, there's all this stuff that happens. Success, you can feel it like it's like a rocket ship. And you get like shot out like a cannon and you're like on this rocket ship and you're going really fast. And these things pass you by, you know, on both sides, you know, like here cool things and here cool things, and like here's some coke and here's some women and here's some cool people and cool parties and a cool car, and it just like rushes by you and you try to grab it all. And you try to grab it all and it distracts you from where you're going. You see? That's the problem. Sudden success throws you because it overwhelms you. It overwhelms you with all the things that it brings you. See? And so you have a sudden success, especially if it's a great success with a lot of money in play and a lot of people's expectations. And it can throw you easily. There are very few men, in point of fact, who handle their first success well. In point of fact, I've never met anybody who's handled their first success well. They always fuck it up somehow. Sometimes they're able to patch it up, sometimes not. In my own case, my first success was about 20 years ago. And the difference between when I was struggling and the success was overwhelming. You see, I was really struggling. There were days that I didn't have enough money for food, not kidding. And then all of a sudden I had a check for 7 figures. It was overwhelming, okay? I couldn't handle it. I was unprepared. I mean, I actually consider myself lucky that I was able to overcome that first success. It was that overwhelming, that destructive. The Bee Gees, of all people, they called it first success, and they knew, because the Bee Gees, they hit it big in the late 60s in Australia, and it overwhelmed them, and it sent them into a tailspin, and they slowly recovered. And in 76, 77, they came out with the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, and they hit it big again. But they learned their lesson from their first success. First success can blow you away. First success is like this bolting horse that knocks you off, and it can kill you easily. Okay? Now, the way to handle success, any success, sudden success or gradual success. Gradual success is, of course, the best, because it's like a slow increment climbing up. Slow, steady increments, so you feel happy, but it doesn't overwhelm you. Sudden success, especially when the difference between where you are and where the success takes you, that can be very dangerous, okay? So the way you handle it, and very few guys take this advice, but this is the best advice you'll ever get, believe me. The way you handle first success, the way you get over sudden, extraordinary success, which you will achieve, the way you handle it is you have to stop, center yourself, and think to yourself, what was I doing that got me that success? And it's this thing that I'm going to focus on, and everything else I'm going to ignore. I'm just going to ignore it. It's just like it's not there, and just focus on the thing that got me the success. Now, you think that that's pretty simple advice. Believe me, it is so hard to live that advice. Like, for instance, on the YouTube, right? I'm growing my channel. And I started it, in March, but I really started posting in April. And I was posting fairly regularly. I wound up posting, something like 40 posts. And I'd barely cracked 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of July, right? I wasn't going to give up on it. I mean, I'd done 40 already. And my goal wasn't to have like a lot of subscribers or a lot of page views. My goal is different. And sometime I'll tell you about it. But the point is, see, I was chugging along and I had barely 1,000 subscribers. And I'd look at my peers. Of course, we all do. We all look at how our peers are doing. And I would see people who'd had 5, 6 videos and they had, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. And I was like, what the fuck? A lot of them were women. And so I'd say, well, they've got better tits than me. Maybe that's why they're successful. But a lot of them weren't. A lot of them were guys, doing commentary stuff, and they were clicking and I wasn't. And I was like, what the fuck? But I kept on plugging away. Then all of a sudden, about a week ago, my subscription started taking off. I had about 1,500 subscribers. As I'm recording this, I have over 3,500 subscribers in less than a week. Now, of course, in the scheme of things, it's not that many people. It's not that many subscribers. But it feels like a lot. I mean, 3,500 people want to listen to the shit I'm talking about, right? It feels like I'm hitting success. What am I doing? I'm recording this video with me talking to you now, right? In point of fact, today, this is the 3rd video I've recorded. Because I'm sticking to the thing that is giving me success. See? I'm not crowing about it. I'm not talking to people, I'm not like, standing the bar for a round of drinks and, cheering to my success. No. I'm doing the thing that makes me succeed. I'm just repeating the process, just continuing. Okay? Now, when you hit it big, right? Chances are you're going to hit it big, and because of circumstances, you're going to stick your nose back right into the grindstone, right? But that doesn't always happen, and a lot of times there are a lot of distractions. You have to get those distractions out of your mind. The women, the coke, the parties, the friends with guys, because what happens also is that when you hit it big, when you succeed, all of a sudden everybody wants to meet you. Everybody wants to be your best friend. Because what happens is that when you arrive in a medium, in a set, in an industry, what have you, when you suddenly pop like a cork in the ocean, you pop up, everybody's going to notice you. Because you see, in just about every industry, in every field, imagine it's basically a cocktail party where people can never leave. And they're bored with one another. They're sick and tired of each other. And so somebody new pops into this endless cocktail party, right? And everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to be your best friend because you're new, you're novel. To the degree that people want to talk to you, they will be your signal as to how successful you actually are, or how successful you are projected to be. If everybody notices you, if everybody's aware of you, it means that you're going to go far. If people say, oh, he's the new guy, then your success, you think it's permanent, you think it's secure, it's not. If people don't want to sidle up to you and talk to you and, go for 2-3 drinks with you, no. See, your success, you think it's success, but it's precarious and it's going to slip away. See, when everybody comes up to you and they all want to be your best friend and they all want to talk to you and drink with you and they call you and this and that and the other, to the point of distraction, to the point where it's almost annoying, then they think that you're going to be big. If they think you're going to be big or they think you're going to be nothing, it doesn't matter. You have to do the exact same thing. Stick to the thing that got you in the room. Stick to the thing that makes you successful. See? Because success is slippery. Okay? You think you're successful and you're in the room and you're going to stay there. It's slippery. The success is greased. Okay? It slips out of your fingers. I'm telling you. So what you have to do is focus on what's important, ignore the distractions, be aware of the people around you, because they'll be your gauge to figure out how secure your position is. And just stick to what you're doing. Ignore everything else. Ignore the money. Don't worry about toys. You'll have plenty of time to get toys later. You just want to get over that first hump of first success. And you get over that hump and you get used to your new position. Because that's what's happening. You're getting used to your new position. And it takes time. You have to adjust. And that adjustment is not always easy. That adjustment for you can sometimes be very difficult. So be patient and focus on what's important. You'll do fine, don't worry.